Thank you for joining us this hour. We begin with protesting Shiite members who caused a disturbance of the peace in Abuja today when they came face to face with the combined military team. For the second time in 3 days, the military responded with force, shooting at the protesters seeking the conditional release of their leader, Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zakzaky. TVC News senior correspondent Femi Akonde tells us more.
Angry, daring and resolute, thousands of Shiite protesters are on the streets for the second time in 3 days. Children and women form a large part of these protesters walking against the odds of military firepower to register their demand. Free Sheikh El-Zakzaky. This Abuja-bound protest was relatively peaceful from Mararaba in Nasarawa. The tides turned when the Shiites arrived at the military checkpoint. The combined military team, armed to the teeth, were provoked when the Shiite procession attempted to forcefully break through their barricade. All hell was let loose. The military responded with lethal force. Our camera lens captured what seemed like some members of the Shiite group lying on the floor, perhaps hit by bullets. Residents and passers-by also scampered to safety. The most frustrating was the gridlock that began to build. Angry commuters and motorists got talking about the violent clash.
I would say this situation is unnecessary. It's unnecessary in the sense that the government of the day is not doing the right thing. One, if a court of law said somebody should be released, release the person. Even if you have other things against the person, take the person to court again. If the court finds him guilty, they will do at the appropriate thing. It's not you unnecessarily keeping someone in your detention.
That's a failure of intelligence gathering. Because if this happened 2 days ago, the security agencies are supposed to be on top of their game to actually avert, a thing like this.
The violence here was like a reenactment of Saturday's scene in Zuba, outskirts of Abuja. Commercial drivers at the Zuba Park were terrified. Thomas Sani, a commercial driver, is yet to come to terms with how quickly a peaceful protest turned violent, forcing him and other drivers to abandon their vehicles.
We are running. We leave motor. Everybody run here. Because if you don't run, you die. So because of the straight bullet. Even though it's this police, they say attention discharge. So you don't hear the English. When it's happening, everybody also we are moving from there, and now load my own vehicle and go back to my house to avoid the story that touch.
The continued detention of Shiite leader Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zakzaky continues to anger thousands of his followers. Despite several court orders granting him bail, the government insists on keeping him in confinement, causing growing protest and heightened tension. This inscription, Buhari Free Zakzaky, is becoming a common sight at strategic locations in Abuja. Well, this is one clever way the Shiite group in Nigeria is using to call attention to the continuous detention of their spiritual leader. Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.